'tis the season. 'Tis the season. All right, get you up to speed on the injury side of things here. So Milano will be out this week. TJ Sanders and DeMar both out. Will eventually both head to IR. And then Dalton Kincaid and Curtis will look at them today and see what they can get done here for us.
What happened with DeMar?
I had a pec situation came up in practice. Yeah.
Okay. And you said him and TJ are going
TJ,
down?
yeah.
Okay.
Did anything change with TJ's situation like over the last week? Like why putting him on?
Yeah, we're dealing. He was dealing with the knee, and so we were kind of weighing the options and seeing what one day at a time would do in terms of improving his situation, and it didn't look like it was improving, so we decided to get surgery and put him on IR.
So it's season ending?
No. It's just don't know on either of them really. Feel a little bit better about TJ. DeMar's up in the air at this point.
We've talked before about how hard it can be for rookies in particular to go to IR, just kind of the mental aspect of the game. That's 3 now on IR. What are your conversations with them like, just to make sure they're still in a good headspace while they're navigating this jump to the NFL?
Yeah, we have a good plan in place normally, and we're always looking to improve the plan, and that's really where the medical team, the sports science team, strength and conditioning, and then our player development staff really lean in on the player and with the player and help them to, as you said, stay connected with the team, getting them physically better one day at a time, of course, and then also working with them mentally. Dr. Dez does a good job of that, and so we try and support them every way that we can, and there's no perfect plan or way of doing it, but it is important.
How do you feel that Ed Oliver got through the week?
Yeah, pretty good. Yeah, pretty good. He's looking good, and coming off of being out for a little bit of time here, so I think practice has been good for him and getting him back and knocking some of the rust off there as well, and I think he's getting excited here.
Coach, it takes a lot for a player to go through an NFL season to withstand 60 minutes in a game week. What type of mindset generally do you think it requires out of a player to be at their highest level through a 60-minute fight?
Yeah, it's not easy. There's moments in there where you have plays that you want back, and the ability to reset, as we talk about and teach on, is important. That's what your teammates need from you in those moments. Although as hard as it is, it's important for the team, and it's the games ebb and flow, and they usually come down to the last drive or the last quarter of the game, and so it's not easy, but it is an important piece of the fabric of a team, the fabric of an individual, and the ability, as I said, to reset, but also stay resilient through the process of a game.
Talking to Trey White yesterday about how it's gone through the first 4 weeks, he talked about it's just about a mindset, the good and the bad, thinking of yourself as the best player on the field every time you go out there. Is that impressive to see that he's been able to generate that kind of mindset given everything that the challenges he's gone through?
Yeah, I mean, knowing Trey, though, he's just got that DNA, and he's so resilient. You don't get to where he is in terms of his ability to overcome the adversity that he's faced in his life, one, and then two, in his football career, especially in the last few years here. And he's well equipped to push through, and he leans a lot on that resilient nature, and he is who he is because of kind of that resiliency, as well as the support he gets from his family, his faith, and his teammates as well. So he's just a great story overall, and just been we all pull for him in that way for sure.
Through the challenges that he's faced, like the plays that he hasn't made, has there been enough in these 4 games that you've seen from him that gives you faith that he's going to be able to elevate his level consistently over the course of the season?
Yeah, we're confident in all of our players. If we weren't, they wouldn't be out there. And Trey is, like you said, a guy that has pushed through things, and you know, that light is forever going to shine in Trey's life because that's who he is as a person. So his teammates believe in him, we believe in him, and you know, that's kind of one of the, to me, unique qualities that I'll always think about when it comes to Trey and his situation.
Hey, Sean, with the DeMar going injured reserve, I mean, how comforting is it to know that you have Poyer in the wings and practice squad?
Yeah, Poyer, you know, I could speak in a similar way about Poyer and his journey. So having a veteran player on practice squad to, you know, potentially go to is important for us. You know, the roster, you know, with everyone, it's kind of been some moving parts and things changing quite frequently at this point, daily this week. So we're just trying to figure out, you know, who goes out, who goes in, and how different things affect different positions, but also the overall roster for game day.
Same question, Sean, with Jordan Hancock, much different role. He's a rookie. What have you seen from him since he came back after having some injuries in the preseason?
You know, another journey is, I think Catherine asked about these rookies and how they stay with it. You know, Maddie asked about that through the course of a game, and it's really the journey of a season. The first, call it 6-7 games, you're trying to figure out who you are as a team, who can help you. You know, the journey of a player who hasn't played as much but wants to play, and all the emotions that go with that, whether they're younger or older, and you know, the ability to endure is important in life, and in this case, for a football team. So that's where you're able to come together and for a common purpose and put everything else aside and move forward for the betterment of the team. And in Jordan's case, I do appreciate how, even though he hasn't played every week, he's approached practice with the right mindset, especially of late.
I don't want to compare him, but obviously Cole was in the same situation last year. It felt like every time we talked to him, he wanted to get out there. He wanted to play, of course. And then when you get to this year, and it seems like there's much more consistency, is there a point that you realize with some of these guys where they realize, I had to go through that a little bit. I kind of understand now why this happened for me to get to where I am now.
No doubt. No doubt. I mean, it's one of the hallmarks of life, right? Where you think you know, but you really don't know, and then when you experience it, you're like, oh, that's what everyone was trying to warn me about, or educate me on. And you hope you don't have to go through those moments, but inevitably, like this sound that we have to endure, every press conference, seems we can't get that changed, but it is. I mean, it actually makes you stronger, and you know, I think it was Lombardi that talked about it's not when you play golf going into the rough; it's how you get out of the rough, and I think it's a great analogy.
With Matt out, and Dorian looks like maybe trending in the right direction, Dorian Williams, is there a plan in place for opposite Terrell Bernard on Monday?
We'll see. You know, we've got some things to talk about there, work through again today, so we'll just kind of see how all that works out. All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks, Sean.
Work when I'm gone,